What's up, everybody? It's Justin again for the Fight of Faith podcast. So this segment is going to be about the fights, UFC, MMA, and the last episode was about the Meet Jesus Challenge. So hopefully you guys accepted the challenge. Hopefully you guys posted your testimony of how you met the Lord. And please let me know how you guys like the show. Let me know how you guys, if you have any questions, how you guys like to listen to it. If it's too long, too short. Any advice, any comments, I don't care, drop them, it's cool. So, there's something that's been on my mind lately about MMA, and something I really wanted to get off my chest, okay? Because I think a lot of things are going to be happening this upcoming year of 2018. So, I think the biggest thing that we're going to see so far is Superfights, okay? Because Conor really broke the mold when it came to stepping into different weight classes, going up. He's doing his own thing, but I think ever since he went off to fight Floyd, a lot of people are trying to follow in his footsteps, right? So the biggest thing, obviously, so far that is confirmed is DC versus Stipe Miocic for the heavyweight title. As you may know, DC is undefeated at heavyweight, and DC is the current light heavyweight champion, at 205, and he has beaten everybody under the sun except Jon Jones, okay? But the coolest thing, I mean, I love Jon Jones. In my opinion, he is the greatest fighter of all time, but he can't stay clean, man. He's just too much trouble, right? So hopefully he's coming back, but I'll get back to that Jon Jones comment. But let's start from the bottom, okay? So what we got so far is flyweights, okay? So Demetrius Johnson, Mighty Mouse, I don't know how to say this nicely, man, but who is he fighting? You know, like, I mean, no, he never headlined a pay-per-view card. You know, he's always on the free fights on Fox, and I mean, he's great, pound for pound, one of the best, if not the best, pound for pound. But I that's why I'm excited to see him face TJ. Hopefully that happens because he's so dominant in 125, but it's just not exciting anymore. You know, I want to see more action out of him. I want him to see. I mean, he solidified his legacy. He beat Anderson Silva's title defense record, right? So you got it. You know, you're a Hall of Famer already, bro. But let's start making real fights. Let's start making big money. So let's see Mighty Mouse go up and fight TJ Dillashaw. But the weird thing is that TJ is trying to go down in weight. He's trying to go down in weight to 125. And I see him weigh in at 135. It's not pretty, man. So I don't know how TJ's going to do it. But good luck to you, man. You know? So that's what I think about DJ. Cool. Mighty Mouse is the best. Doing great, man. But step your game up, right? Go to 135. Make it exciting. And go win more belts, man. I really think he can win the 135 belt because he had challenges with Dominic Cruz. But Dominic is that's another weird one though, because when he lost to Cody, he was injured on his foot. He had some type of it wasn't gout, but it was something that feels like you have pins and needles on your foot. That's what he said on Joe Rogan podcast anyway, so I can't confirm. So I don't think that's really true to an extent that he was ready for a rematch, because he hasn't fought since. So I think he's done, but you never know. You know, Dominic Cruz is one of the best, but ever since he lost to Cody, he didn't seem very interested in fighting ever again. But after Cody fought TJ kind of showed that he is the more dominant fighter, and he's more well-rounded. He really knew how to mix it up. Dwayne Ludwig is like an amazing partnership with TJ. And I love Cody. Don't get me wrong. Cody's cool. You know, No Love is awesome. You know, he's a great fighter. But to see TJ Dillashaw put him away kind of hurt me. But he did deserve the win because he did such an amazing job just shutting him down, going low when he went in and following up with a high kick. Got him. He caught Cody, put him away, and got his belt. So those two are the ones that have to fight to make the lighter weight classes interesting. Have TJ fight DJ, and let's make this interesting. 145, gotta represent, man. I gotta love my boy Max Holloway. Blessed. because he is blessed, man. He's undefeated, except for Conor McGregor, but that's Conor, you know. And I really think, honestly, if he was to rematch Conor right now, he would beat Conor. That's how good Max is. He's constantly evolving. Max Holloway is, I would dare say, the best 145er we ever saw. Because Aldo got put away twice by Max in the same fashion. It looked almost like the same fight. And he's just a new breed. He's that new breed of fighter. He's young. He's upcoming. I don't even know how young he is. He's probably my age, 26, right? And it's he's working nonstop. He's a hungry guy. He doesn't want to satisfy just one weight class. He wants to go up eventually. But I think he still has a lot of work in the 45 division, especially when it comes to Brian Ortega. This upcoming fight with Brian Ortega, no one smashed Frankie Edgar like Brian Ortega, man. I'm sorry, Greg. Greg is my friend, and he loves Frankie, but Frankie got knocked out so bad. So bad. He got with an uppercut from hell, man. It went ba-boom and knocked out Frankie Edgar. I'm sorry, Frankie, and I'm sorry, Greg. I love you guys, but Brian Ortega got some hands. And no one knew, though. I mean, who knew? Brian Ortega is a black belt with Henry Gracie. So he's an amazing guy at what he does, but I really don't know. I really don't know what Ortega is going to do to Max. I do think I love Max, but I gotta be honest. If Ortega takes Max to the ground, he might be able to submit him straight up. I mean, Max is no joke on the ground either, but I just gotta be real. But if it's standing up, for sure, Max will go slowly, creeping, crawling, round after round, round 1, 2, 3. Eventually, he's gonna get the finish to Brian. But Brian, if he gets to the ground, he's going to finish Max Holloway. So we'll see how that happens. I'm really looking forward to that fight. Lightweight. What the heck is going on at lightweight, right? I mean, like, Dana was so, how do you say? He wasn't being straightforward with anybody at any press conference when it was coming to Tony Ferguson and Khabib. I think Khabib is going to win. Okay, because he is undefeated, he is ruthless, he is an animal, and Tony Ferguson is great, but I don't think he is unbeatable. I really think that Khabib is unbeatable. The only way that Conor, that comes back to fight for the title, that Khabib wins, I'm pretty sure Khabib is going to win. The only way Conor is going to defeat Khabib is in a 1 in a million chance of getting caught in the stand-up, because Khabib can get a little wild in the stand-up, but it doesn't last long because he's charging you like a bear, and he's going to wrestle you down and ground you out, and he's going to ground and pound you into submission until you go numb. That's what Khabib does. So he's an amazing fighter. I would love to see Ben Askren versus Khabib Nurmagomedov, because that's pretty much Ben's approach too. Ben Askren, if you don't know, look him up. He is not the most exciting fighter to the untrained eye, but he is undefeated, and he retired undefeated. Okay, so he's amazing, but he fought at 170. So Khabib can barely make 155 anyway. So let him eat his tiramisu that he likes to do, and put up to 170. Sign Ben Askren, get some action back in the UFC, and let's see what it takes. Because Ben Askren always wanted to fight GSP. Never happened, unfortunately, because it was a weird thing that when Ben was going to sign up for the UFC, Dana White and the Fertitta brothers didn't let him in. So he left his previous organization. I believe it was One he was fighting with before he was going to go to UFC or Bellator, one of those. But Ben Askren is a heck of a wrestler, undefeated, and when it came to the signing on the dotted line to finally come to the UFC, it didn't happen. And ever since, he's had aught against Dana White, so I don't know why that didn't happen. But so yeah, as far as lightweight, it's not much to go for. I mean, like, here's the thing though. The lightweight division, 155, is full of bangers, but not a lot of champions. Like Justin Gaethje was champion at a World Series of Fighting, but his fighting style is not a champion kind of fighting style. It's just a banger. He'll get nothing but Fight of the Night awards for the rest of his career, and he's cool with it. But Eddie Alvarez, Rafael dos Anjos, he's the only guy that would be champ again, but he went up to 170, actually fighting for the welterweight title. So that's what's going on with the lightweight. Confusing, but in summary, we got Tony Ferguson from 10th Planet, right? Represent 10P, and we got Khabib. So that's whoever wins that, supposedly the undisputed lightweight champion, because as soon as they say fight and they start fighting, then Conor is officially stripped of that 155 belt. But he don't care. You know why? Here's my theory. He's gonna go up to 165 to fight George St. Pierre, or 170, but 170 is too much for Conor. He's not that big. But I mentioned this on another podcast that I recorded, is that it is possible, because George does not want to fight for the 185 title that he just relinquished, that he just won, right? He didn't want to fight Robert Whittaker. So the welterweight championship bouts upcoming is Rafael dos Anjos versus Tyron Woodley, I believe, because Tyron is recovering from shoulder surgery. And middleweight title, Robert Whittaker again facing Yoel Romero. I think it's going to be the same outcome. Robert Whittaker is going to put him away slowly but surely, because I think Yoel is just too patient. He's a freak athlete and very explosive, but Robert Whittaker has a stronger pace, and he will get the job done. Light heavyweight, like I said, 205. It's kind of up in the air now. I think that's the worst division. There's nothing going on there, man, because Alexander Gustafsson, Glover, who else, right? I mean, like, I really miss Anthony Rumble Johnson. I really wish he didn't retire, but I think he's spoken of coming back, so hopefully he will come back. But as far as 205, that's on hold, man. That's Jon Jones territory. That's his kingdom, because after Cormier goes fight Stipe Miocic, I think he's going to be done. Because here's the thing. What if he beats Stipe? Which I don't think is going to happen, but Stipe is going to win. But what if DC goes up to heavyweight, I'm going to weigh in probably like 225, 230, to face Stipe, beats Stipe, and becomes the light heavyweight champion and the heavyweight champion. And guess who's going to want to challenge him for that title? Jon Jones. You think he's going to fight Jon Jones a third time after he gets finished twice? You know, I don't think so. I mean, actually, it went the distance the first time, but he really got dominated, though. Then the second time, he got clean cut, put out. Very embarrassing. So, I don't think so. But here's the interesting thing about the heavyweight division. Okay, here's some insight to people. Some people in the community already know, but for those of you that don't know, let me put two variables together. Variable A, Jon Jones. He got his sentence hearing and should be fighting in the UFC this year. Okay, he is suspended, but you know the UFC can arrange that. He's a superstar. We can take care of that, right? We got some expensive lawyers up our hands, so we got Jon Jones that is coming back, I believe, at the end of this year. But guess whose contract is up with WWE? Brock Lesnar, right? So variable B, Brock Lesnar coming back. Took a picture with Dana White, looked very excited to come back to the fight game. So who do you think is going to fight Brock? The guy who called him out. Yes, Jon Jones. We're all looking forward to that fight. I mean, it's been on Below the Belt with Brendan Schaub. It's been said by a couple people, but how exciting of a fight will that be? Man, Conor facing GSP at a 165 new weight class title belt. Come on, man. DC going after Stipe for the heavyweight title. Jon Jones going for Brock Lesnar. Jeez. That'll make everything a lot more exciting. Just put Ben Askren in the mix and UFC will be back exciting terms again. But if you have any questions or any concerns or any comments about upcoming fights and pay-per-views, let me know, man. This is also an MMA community, not just about Jesus. It's all about Jesus, but we can't help ourselves but to love MMA, right? So God bless, and remember to keep fighting the good fight of faith. Peace out.